What's up? So, Decibel Magazine Tour. First date yesterday, April 30th. Cryptopsy headlining. Necrot, Spirit Adrift taking the place of Fulci, who, for whatever reason, couldn't get their visas fixed, despite the fact that they've been here at least two other times. And openers, Blood Monolith, for a month, at least the first month. The second month? No, the first month. That wouldn't make any sense if it was the second month. Yeah, so they're going to be on tour for about the month of May, roughly. And so let's get into it. Last night at the Palladium, the Upstairs in Worcester, Massachusetts. It was kind of a mixed bag of a night. Overall, it was a good night. So if for whatever reason you're on the fence about going or you're unsure, it's going to be worth your time if you can go. Openers, Blood Monolith from the DC area. I didn't know anything about them. I knew they were death metal, but really good set. The crowd really into them. Pretty straightforward, kind of like caveman-y death metal, and I say that not in a negative way. Just like straightforward, smash your brain out. Excellent drumming from their drummer. And it was a really good opener set. So again, Blood Monolith, check them out. Arrive early so you can see them. I think if you're a death metal fan, it'll definitely be worth your while. I was really surprised there was actually not a pit for them because it felt like there should have been. It was a young crowd, but I think a lot of people were just paying attention. So Spirit Adrift is next. So yeah, Fulci was originally on this tour. They couldn't get their visas done. Spirit Adrift, who just released an album and broke up, had like a 6-day notice to fill in, and they said, yeah, screw it, we'll do it. It just kind of came together that way, which I think is cool. What a way to go out, right? So, bit like, kind of like heavy stoner rock type of vibe. It was kind of a cool interlude, though, because when you get into like Necrot and then definitely Cryptopsy, your brain has to do a little bit more work in some ways, I feel like. Cryptopsy particularly just because of the tech aspect. So, but yeah, Spirit Adrift were, I was new to them. They put on a really good set, a lot of just rocking out, good vibes, some humor, and the crowd seemed to really dig them, and the crowd was really respectful of the fact that this may not have been a band that they would have expected or maybe even wanted to see on the tour, but Spirit Adrift did a great job, and it seemed like the crowd dug them. Yeah, so it was cool to see. It's always good to see a new band anyway. Following them was Necrot, who really interesting set. They played some old school like demo songs, which I guess they haven't played in a while, so that's always a treat. The downside, and this was part of the mixed bag, is there were a few tech issues with either the amp or the cabinet or something was going on. I couldn't really tell what. And Necrot, like pros, they played through it and they got it working and everything. Hopefully it's smoothed out. Yeah, so Sonny did a really good job kind of just working through those issues. The other part was smaller area, so every time there was a crowd surfer and they went on the stage, they kind of like rolled down the monitors, and a few times they hit his pedals and stuff. So it's like one of those things like, hey guys, crowd surf, stage dive, all that, just like be aware, don't disrupt. But again, while I'm sure there was a little bit of pissed about it, they did great. They just mentioned it once, like, hey guys, just watch where you're going, and they played through it. So Necrot did a great job as always. Great live band if you haven't seen them, and very professional in that way. Yeah. And then Cryptopsy, of course, and Cryptopsy, besides headlining the Decibel tour here, they're celebrating 30 years of None So Vile, right? landmark album, especially in this realm of like tech and stuff, but a great album overall. So kind of a double for them. They did great, and Cryptopsy is a band where, you know, they've had some changes over the years, but they've really taken to good crowd interactions. Right, Ollie from Cattle Decap is now a permanent member on bass, and he did a great job. And so, like, Cryptopsy is definitely a band, like, they're very much in the moment. They're still making good music, and they're not... They don't hate the cameras and stuff. They interact with them, like the phones and whatnot, but they don't focus on it. So it's a good balance, I think, for a band who wants to stay engaged with the fan base in those particular ways. And they did, all the bands did some meeting afterwards, which is, I think fans really appreciate, especially the younger fans or fans who don't get out as much. You know, they're so excited about it, which... let's be honest, like some of us can become kind of jaded about, and you know, it's just really refreshing to see. So definitely a wild crowd. There were a couple fights. Actually the fight started during Necrot, but you know, there were some people there who respectfully, if you're going to be at a metal show, just like any show, you have to kind of know the culture. So if you're going to be up front, yeah, that's where the stage divers are going to land. Now, to be fair, if you're a stage diver, you can also pay a little attention. Maybe jumping on like the 12-year-old up front isn't the best plan. It might get you in a fight with dad, which is one of the things that happened. So everybody can be respectful, but everybody can be informed about the reality of the show. That being said, there's a really good night of really cool metal and rock. Really good energy, you know, the bands for first night, and I think it was sold out, or it was close to being sold out. The bands, like, they came to perform on this tour. They're going to blast through this month and hopefully deliver for every city they come to, so go out and support them. Cryptopsy is also touring with an awesome photographer, really great person, Sav, from Vancouver area. She does a lot of great work with bands, so be nice to the photographers or else. Yeah. So, I'm going to have some videos from the show. The vocals, of course, being up front, were a little bit low, but they'll be up tomorrow, May the 2nd. So I'll have the links up tomorrow, May the 2nd, or Sunday the 3rd, for you to check out some of the fun. Yeah, so go out, check out the tour. It just started. You got all May to catch it. And as for myself, tonight I have Behemoth, Immolation, Rotting Christ, Deicide, and then Sunday, Deicide, Immolation, and Rotting Christ in New York. All right, that's it. Have fun. Go to shows.